Sunderland's top scorer, Emily Scarr, is preparing to kick us off and get us underway. Well, Charlton are just 3 wins from sealing a spot in the top division, but they are on shaky ground. Can they recover today, or can Sunderland further test those faltering foundations? Sunderland in their away strip of blue, they kick from left to right as we look at it, and they are having to defend right from the off. And Louise Griffiths needed to come across and bail out her captain, because it looked for a moment like Fitzgerald, who we featured in right at the top of the programme, might well have been in on goal. Demi Lambourne is the goalkeeper for Charlton, keeping the gloves. Grace Maloney still absent, injured on international duty with the Republic of Ireland in the window. So Sunderland winning an early throw-in down their left-hand side. Louise Griffiths, number 6, is their left full-back, and she will take this throw. Operating down that wing is Emily Scarr, who scores all the goals, drifting in from the left. Up front is Eleanor Dale, wearing 9. Dale doesn't score so many goals, but she is a real handful up front, likes to hold up the ball. As Mary McAteer plays one straight down the line, looking for Thestrup. And Charlton recycled the ball well. Alicia Endow gives the ball to her captain, Kira Skeels, and gets it straight back. This is Endow. A little bit of fade on the delivery. And nicely worked down this right-hand side. McAteer's got nowhere to go, but showcasing fine footwork to dribble her way out of trouble. Thestrup now gets a shot away, first of the game, and it bounces harmlessly wide. A good endeavour down that right-hand side from Charlton Athletic. Well, Karen Hills has said that her team have already regrouped, and they are absolutely ready for today. A chance to bounce back from the midweek defeat to Portsmouth. We will keep you up to speed on all of the goals as they go in from across the WSL 2. It's also the Women's League Cup final today, which is getting underway in about 15 minutes' time. Ipswich Town have beaten Durham in the early kickoff, just to let you know, so that Portsmouth begin their match back on the foot of the table. You can never take your eyes off the relegation battle. But today, our focus is on Charlton right at the summit, and on Sunderland, who are mid-table, but with much loftier ambitions than that. They certainly do. Mel Ray, 7 years with Sunderland, been associated with the club all the way since they were the Kestrels many, many moons ago. Rhiannon Roberts is her captain. And it's Cara Hamilton wearing 24, who is on loan from Nottingham Forest, who slotted in at right back for this afternoon. Hamilton wasn't able to play in the midweek draw with Forest because you can't play against your parent club. So fresh-legged, she comes in for Jessica Brown at right back. But this is neatly worked. Sunderland trying to find their way through the middle, and the long ball is too long. Looking for Thestrup in attack. Quiet word between manager and left back. Perhaps a tweak to the strategic setup that they agreed going out. Maybe Mel Ray spotted something in the way that Charlton are setting up. There was some confusion over who would fill in the right back berth for Charlton Athletic, and it's Jodie Hutton, who all season has played in an attacking left wing back role, and she's over in right back. Louise Griffiths is penalised for the foul. Charlton have taken it quickly and gone backwards, just eager to keep possession. Skeels again, looking for the switch up and looking for the run. of Hutton over on this side. Just skidded on the surface, too strong for her. Roberts with the long ball forward, and it's just carried out of play. Didn't go out there, but Charlton eager to get on with it with Mason. And now Skeels. And Dow is looking for the run. Seabear out on the right-hand side. McAteer is there too. Fitzgerald won the header to keep the play alive. And here she is picking up the ball over in that right channel. Busy defending from Griffiths, who has probably been the busiest player in the first 5 minutes of this game. 3 more wins will wrap up promotion for Charlton. It'll take a little bit more to get over the line for the title. As a high one is lofted into the box, and it's easy for Lambourne to claim unchallenged. Made 2 penalty saves on Wednesday night. Gave away the second of those penalties, saved it, but then the rebound fell to the kicker, Amy Claypole, who tucked into the unguarded net for 1-1. Real sickener for Demi Lambourne in her first appearance of the season. She played superbly up to that point. Formerly of Oxford United. Roberts into Flannery. Smart first touch from Dale, and Sunderland have managed to keep it alive. Fenton's ball through. Throws looking for Dale. Charlton needed a couple of them to get the ball away. It's still not fully cleared, and it's ricocheted out off the boot of Marad Griffiths. Her first involvement in the game is a slight miscontrol, and it's a goal kick to Charlton. Real talent, Marad Griffiths. Scored a couple while away on international duty with Wales in the 7-goal pummeling of Montenegro. Smart first touch from Griffiths, played it one side of McAteer, ran round the other. There is Kira Flannery, wearing 24, just intercepting the play, breaking it up in the middle, as she has done all season. Just keeping a keen eye on that Charlton back line. When in possession, it looks like a back 3. And Dow, Skeels and Mason from the left side, allowing the wide defenders to push up the field. McAteer plays the ball into Fitzgerald in space. The ball just wouldn't sit for her, and so Griffiths can turn and get a head up and run. On loan from Manchester United. Lovely little 1-2 with Dale, and shooting from range. And always heading wide of Sophie Whitehouse's goal. Lively involvement, though, from the 19-year-old. Only turned 19 last week. Such confidence from scoring on a debut against Durham in the North East Derby. In fact, boasts an incredible record, Marad Griffiths, of scoring on debuts. Did so for Manchester United. Scored on her international debut for Wales against Australia, and then for Sunderland too, on loan against Durham. Here's Watson. Griffiths is inside her. And Watson's going alone. The shot is charged down. Sunderland do well to recycle it. Roberts. Nice disguise on the pass into the feet of Watson, and Fenton can bring the ball forward. Back to Katie Watson, who has options in front of her. Jinks inside, Jinks outside, and wins a corner off Ellie Mason. First corner of the game is won by Katie Watson. Absolute lightning when she gets up and can stretch her legs. Fenton will deliver. Katie Kitching is another option from the set pieces. Actually scored a free kick against Nottingham Forest in the week, but Kitching is amongst the substitutes today. Sophie Whitehouse, the goalkeeper, is being crowded. Corner comes in. It is a blue head. It was a free header for Shiva, but just too high for her. Here is the Irish international Marissa Shiva. Loose ball is turned goalwards and is deflecting out for a corner. Julia King's kept us all waiting. Sophie Whitehouse feels that that was clearly a goal kick. Sophie Whitehouse saying it didn't even go out, actually. She's saying it should be a throw-in, never mind a goal kick. Watson is bundled to the floor. So Watson and Fitzgerald are being called over by the referee and urged to keep it clean inside that 6-yard area. High-hanging cross into the 6-yard area. It's a good header clear by Hutton. Dale tries to keep it alive. McAteer gets a head on it to disrupt the Sunderland flow, and Fenton is penalised for the foul, relieving a bit of pressure on the Charlton back line. So we'll keep you up to speed with the goals from across the league. Earlier on, Ipswich beating Durham by 2-1. Bristol City have taken an early lead against the bottom side, Portsmouth, away in that one, playing at Wesley Park. Crystal Palace have a 1-0 home lead against Nottingham Forest, who got that last gasp goal against Sunderland on Wednesday night. Palace still holding on to those hopes of promotion, whether by automatic or through the promotion relegation playoff. And indeed, just being told that Portsmouth have levelled things up, so plenty of action at Wesley Park in the first 15 minutes or so. Yet to have our first breakthrough here at the Valley, and important defensive header from Hamilton. Just took the ball off the toe of Jodie Hutton, who's playing higher up the field, as I made the point earlier. And her quick throw has yielded a corner for Charlton. Hamilton racing back to get into position and couldn't quite control the header. So after a couple of corners at the other end, this is Charlton's first chance to crowd Demi Lambourne's 6-yard area and test the Sunderland back line. It's a decent whip, aiming for the near post, and it needed the blue head to get the ball away. McAteer now battling with Griffiths, keeping possession for Charlton. And Seabear is the most defensive of all of the Charlton outfielders, despite naturally preferring to be much higher up the field. Her delivery was looking for the run of Amelie Thestrup. Sunderland have managed to get the ball back. Fenton, as ever, controlling the ball superbly well and winning back the ball for the travelling Blues, who've had a long old journey. Build the weekend around the journey from Sunderland to London, South London as well. Katie Watson has won another corner off Mason. Nice open start to this one. Yet to have too many shots to challenge the goalkeepers, but plenty of endeavour being shown in the first 15 minutes here at the Valley. Just noticing that that goal that Bristol City scored to open up against Portsmouth, it's now been cancelled out. 1-1 at Wesley Park was scored by Jessie Gale, who Started the season on loan at Portsmouth and has now scored against them. Real talent on loan from Arsenal. Fenton once again sends one high, this time aiming for the penalty spot, and it's dealt with well by Charlton, who aren't hanging around in working the ball clear. Rhiannon Roberts. Clever feet from Hamilton, but strong work from Jodie Hutton, who just wrestles the ball off her, and Hutton has now played the through ball for Fitzgerald to chase. It's really important defensive work by Marid Griffiths, an attacking midfielder back there helping out the team. Long ball is pumped out to the right. Wonderful first touch by Seabear, back to McAteer. Charlton felt there was something more than a push in there from Griffiths, and Seabear has won the header first and then bought the free kick. And Griffiths is being shown a yellow card by the referee. Was a slightly high boot. She would argue that didn't see her coming. She came from the blind side. Just attempting to hook the ball over her head to safety, and Seabear got in her blind side. Took one in the ribcage and won Charlton an attacking free kick. So there is confirmation, first yellow card of the afternoon. So a couple of players over this as Julia Kings marks out the distance that she wants Katie Watson and Mary Griffiths to stand for the free kick. McAteer is now walking away, so it is looking like being the talented left peg of Jodie Hutton. There is a player standing in an offside position inside the 6-yard area, just trying to unsettle the goalkeeper. If she were to touch the ball, then obviously there would be a flag on the play, but it's easy for Lambourne, straight into the ribcage, and she claims it well. Parachuted in, as I say, with the injury to Grace Maloney. And apart from giving away the second of 2 penalties to Nottingham Forest in the 95th minute on Wednesday night, Lambourne barely put a foot wrong. Lots of impressive claims and saves. Well, that's an untidy tangle, and I'm not sure which way that's been given, but it looked, for all the world to me, to be a Sunderland free kick. Tangle of boots between Griffiths and Seabear. Yeah, well worth another look at this, because it looks like we're just going to start with a throw-in. But there's, I mean, that's a foul. I think Sunderland can feel a tad hard done by there. Seabear's hooked the foot and wouldn't let the foot go. Somehow is now standing with the ball under her arm, ready to take a throw-in. Still goalless as we approach the 19-minute mark. Charlton working the line. Seabear, who most regularly operates in the front 3, front 4 for Charlton, if you include the attacking midfield line behind the strikers, but she is stationed in a more defensively minded position down that right side today. And it's a third throw-in in a row down that right-hand side. They're working the line superbly. Perhaps creating a chance for a cross. This is Katie Bradley. To McAteer, who can jink and jostle and keep the ball away from defenders. Alicia Endow steps out of defence to win the header. Nobody could keep it in, so it's throwing to Sunderland down on that far side. Sunderland have won 4 of their last 7 in all competitions. The only defeats came to London City Lionesses and promotion-chasing Bristol City. Consistency is key. That's what Mel Ray said to us pre-match, our reporter Brian Matovu. That's what all coaches want, she said, but especially those that are in mid-table, and the next few games will decide whether you look up or look down in the table. And there is still an outside chance as Scar concedes the free kick. There is an outside chance that Sunderland could make a charge, because teams at the top are playing each other, so they can't all keep winning. But the one unnegotiable is that Sunderland must keep winning, and that is not easy when you play the table toppers. Hutton urging her teammates to go deeper. Once again, this Charlton strategy of a player offside, trying to discombobulate the Sunderland back line. They've dealt with it pretty well, though. Lambourne's clearance has picked out Watson on the halfway line. Now Shiva, and now Fenton, who plays a searching ball, looking for the run of Dale. Smart work from Fitzgerald under real pressure from Fenton, and now Charlton sense that perhaps they've broken through the first wave of defence, but all of a sudden the blue-shirted women get their foot back on the ball, and Watson can drive them upfield. Watson's cross cannons into Mason again, and it is another corner off the Charlton number 2. She is shutting down the crossing lines to Katie Watson, but on 3 occasions now the ball has bounced off her body and out for a corner. So defensive duty to be done for the league leaders Charlton. Fenton to take. She's got an option on the edge of the box. Penalty spot has been the target so far. This time it's right under the goalkeeper's nose, and the ball is loose. And the snapshot has gone high over the top from Dale. Best chance of the game so far. And it's fallen to the Sunderland number 9, who, hands on hips, looks really frustrated with herself. When you're playing the league leaders with this miserly defence, I'm not sure how many chances better than this you're going to get. Didn't quite wrap her boot around it. Charlton have only conceded 12 goals in their 18 games so far. Far and away the best defence in the league. That is the foundation upon which their title charge has been built. Terrific feat from Bradley. Now Flannery picks out McAteer, who is onside, and the shot is charged down by Griffiths, who had to be clean. Reminder, she's on a yellow card. And Griffiths has allowed Seabear to get in behind her, and the loose one gets all the way through. Shiva gets her boot on the ball, and head up manages to steer her team away from trouble. Now Scar sends it forward, looking for the run of Dale. And the ball has gone out off Seabear, so a Sunderland throw right on halfway in front of the 2 dugouts. More than a quarter of the way through this game. Hard to know which manager would be the more satisfied. Karen Hills will know her team need wins, they need points to hold off the charge of Birmingham City and perhaps even Crystal Palace. Bristol City, Newcastle not out of it either. Here come Charlton again. Griffiths has to be clean, and that tackle was clean as a whistle. She's conceded a corner. Good hard running by the Dane Amelie Thestrup. So another corner to Charlton, Hutton to take, in swinger, but Demi Lambourne, the goalkeeper, has gone down in the 6-yard area. And I think Julia Kings is going to have to keep a real keen eye in the penalty area. We've seen it all season in the Men's Premier League. Crowd the goalkeeper. Sometimes looks like we're watching Six Nations games, and it's transferred to the women's game. Deep cross is not fully dealt with. Might yet fall for Bradley. That's good defending by Shiva, who's conceded another corner. Had to come across and slam the door shut in Bradley's face. Bradley to take this time. Another in-swinger, this time with the right boot, and there will be a slight delay because that ball is not in the quadrant. Good spot from the referee. And now it is. Katie Bradley sends her corner in, aiming for the near post, and it got a flick. Jodie Hutton got a stooping head to the ball. And Brianna Westrup got more of a clean head on it to get the ball clear all the way up to Katie Watson. Here come Charlton again. Smart first touch by Fitzgerald, just takes the ball away from goal. Trying to open up a passing lane to pick out Thestrup. It's important defensive work by Fenton. See the wind on the players' backs. Really is swooping from left to right as we look at it. Into the face of Charlton, but well, they are laughing in the face of the wind at the moment because they are where they want to be. Down in their opponent's penalty area and trying to build pressure. That is really smart play, and McAteer's in round the back. The cutback is brilliant for Hutton, who had her shot blocked at the key moment. Shiva's so good at retaining possession in that midfield for Sunderland, who've just had a real let-off. Can barely split the sides for possession. Both have had a good chance in the penalty area. Eleanor Dale shooting over from the corner. And Jodie Hutton just then, if she could have managed to get a clean left boot on that, well, the outcome may well have been very different. Charged down by a combination of Sunderland defenders. It's the closest that Sunderland have come in the game. Charlton have come in the game, I should say. So approaching the half-hour mark at the Valley, just time to point out that Birmingham City are currently drawing their game today, playing against Southampton, so no goals between the two sides at the very top of the table. Charlton 0-0 here with Sunderland. Birmingham and Southampton also can't be split. And it means that Crystal Palace, who've got that one-goal lead in their game against Nottingham Forest, are currently moving into second place. And they also have a game in hand on Charlton. Just a reminder, if Karen Hill's team were to need one, they need wins, they need points, even though when you glance at the table, you go, well, they're over the hills and far away. There are games in hand to be played by the chasing few, And that can eat into the dominance. Half an hour gone. Feels like a balmy springtime afternoon. We are not quite in the season of spring, but it's certainly getting that way. Think of some of the weather and the conditions that we've had to play through in this WSL season, particularly some up at Sunderland's Eppleton Colliery ground, which doesn't hold the water particularly well. The Pigeons are having a good time, for sure. Karen Hill's going to the board and trying to devise some tactic that will find a way through, find a way to create some clearer lanes to goal. Hamilton, first time cross is high, it's too close to the goalkeeper, but she had to claim cleanly, Sophie Whitehouse, and she did just that. And immediately has turned defensive into attack, but the long ball is asking way too much of Jodie Hutton. Easy for Hamilton and Sunderland to deal with. That's good defensive work by Mason. Happy to concede the throw. Hamilton takes it quickly and gets it back from Shiva. Neat swivel of the hips as well to dance away from the challenge. It's another Sunderland throw. Fenton. Disguise on the pass, manages to get it through the narrowest of gaps, and Shiva's goal-bound shot is cleared by Alicia and Dow. I think the shot was going wide, but Dale was prowling just behind her. Hamilton's pass telegraphed, picked apart by Hutton. Long ball forward is too close to the goalkeeper. Skeels managed to get her foot in, and the Charlton captain has won the throw. So still can't split the two sides for possession. Charlton have proved all season you don't really need the ball to win. They do see less of the ball than every other team in WSL 2. And yet somehow they find themselves clear at the top of the table. It's not how much you've got it, it's what you do with it. McAteer tried to take the ball in her stride, but just caught the outside of the boot. Sunderland just having the better of the shots in the game, although on target there is nothing to sing about from the first half an hour plus. Sort of hands in pockets first 34 minutes for Mel Ray, and also for Karen Hills, just 20 yards down the touchline on that far side. Made the point that Karen Hills told us pre-match. She knows Mel Ray well. They each know each other's football well. And it is no surprise, she said, that they always seem to have these really tight, tense battles. And it's exactly what we've got here. Roberts comes across, blocks out Fitzgerald, so a throw to Charlton. Just over 10 minutes to the break. There have been no other goals in the league than the ones we've already told you about. Still here at the Valley, we wait for our First sign of breakthrough. Hutton hopes to have won a corner, gets the corner off the boot of Katie Watson. And the Charlton number 12 marches into the middle, so that means Katie Bradley will take this corner. Another in-swinger. McAteer is short. Hutton has gone all the way to the far side of the 6-yard area. In comes the delivery, and this time it's near post. Flicked on by Dow and flicked in! Amelie Thestrup has got the last touch. And the leaders have found their way in front. First shot on target in the match. And it's making all the difference, 10 minutes to half-time. Cleverly worked set piece by the Addicts. Maybe that's what Karen Hills was consulting the iPad. How can we find the marginal gain? How can we find the breakthrough? And Sunderland's stubborn back line is breached. It's the near post flick on by Dow. And Thestrup managed to get something on it from just a yard out. And the Addicts now have our attention. Charlton leads Sunderland by a 1-0. So how does Sunderland respond to that? I imagine it'll be more of the same. The statistics we showed you on screen just a few moments before the goal suggested that they were having the better of the attacking exchanges. Just need to get some of those shots on target. Plenty of time still left in this half, never mind this game, as Roberts comes across and misplaces her pass. Celebrated by all of those in Charlton red. What does that do for the shake-up in the table? All of a sudden, Charlton growing their lead over Birmingham, who are yet to find the target in this one. Here's Marek Griffiths. Lovely step over, and she's managed to get round and Dow, who used decent upper body strength and still needed the support of Seabear to get the ball away. Bradley into Fitzgerald, who didn't take the ball with her. Bradley out to Hutton. Down with the long fizzer. It's well intercepted by Griffiths, and Shiva gets on the ball, gets a head up and plays a cute 1-2 with Watson, who's on the run again, and Watson is quick. And she's managed to get there ahead of Ellie Mason, who's done really well defensively. Clean challenge, gives up the throw. Ellie Mason only returned from 3 months out in February. She needed to test every fibre of her fitness against the pace of Watson. And they could be in again here with Hamilton drilling one. Watson miscues, feeds it back to Shiva, who also doesn't get the cleanest contact. But the pressure still continues to build from Sunderland. Hamilton gives it to Watson. And it's chested away by Mason. Shiva now gets one centralised. And Dale couldn't steer her header goalwards. Decent spell, though, from the Black Cats in blue. Players queuing up to provide the killer ball into the area. Scar and Dale with the targets in the middle. Sophie Whitehouse in her second season with Charlton. She is ex-Birmingham. Would so love to beat them to the title. It may well be that both sides are playing in WSL 1 next season. Marad Griffiths has got Louise Griffiths outside her. Alicia Dow clearly felt that she had not had the last contact with that ball, and it should have been a Charlton throw, and very unhappy to see the referee's arm pointing in the opposite direction. Sunderland have worked it well. Scars won a corner. 5 minutes to half-time. Charlton so far happy at the Valley. 1-0 to the good. Amelie Thestrup with their headed opener from a corner. Fenton delays the delivery. Now she whips it. And there was a free header that just flashed across the face of the goal. I'm not sure how much contact there was there, but had there been contact on the precise delivery from Natasha Fenton, then Sunderland may well have got their way level. Quality delivery on the in-swinger. I think it's Eleanor Dale again. She's such a handful. McAteer battling away, and Griffiths has been relieved by an offside flag on the far side. Thestrup just went a tad too early. Okay, so as promised, here is what the first 42 minutes of the afternoon kickoffs have done for Barclays WSL 2. Birmingham City currently drawing 0-0 with Southampton. Crystal Palace and Charlton are both winning by a single goal to nil. So as things stand, Charlton have a 10-point lead, but it is now Palace that occupies second spot and not the Birmingham City Blues. Well, they will have the Blues if they slip up today against Southampton. All season it's looked like being a two-horse race, and all of a sudden, on the week of the Cheltenham Festival, a third horse has just trotted in from the horizon. Watson given plenty of time on the ball. Shiva now. Three players around her. Couldn't quite pick out Dale in attack. Watson again. Lifelong Sunderland. Joined them as a kid. Cara Hamilton on loan from Nottingham Forest. Sends in a high one. And Griffiths might get onto it. And on the half volley, can't quite steer it goalward. So hard to control that with the bouncing ball. Decent centre from Hamilton. And just, you see this, as she strikes it, the ball bounces just before she gets there. So difficult to control. And almost wasn't too far wide from Louise Griffiths. Rhiannon Roberts' header is not going to make it all the way back to the goalkeeper, so Cara Hamilton has to come and do some mopping up. She's taken that mop and smashed the ball into touch. First start for Cara Hamilton. She made a couple of substitute appearances before being forced to watch from the sidelines on Wednesday. I wonder who she would have been rooting for. The team that owns her or the team that's loaned her? Hutton. Whips one into Bradley, who's being held up by Married Griffiths. The loose ball might fall for Thestrup, who's looking to curl one goalwards, and Lambourne planted her feet and made the cleanest of claims as we move into the 1 minute that has been added on at the end of this first period. Hamilton into Shiva. Fast feet, finds Fenton, whose long ball forward doesn't pick out a blue shirt. Halfway through the 1 additional minute at the end of this first period, and those Addicks fans sitting on the far side will be happy with the work served up by their team so far in this one. The way Charlton have been playing this season, when they get in front, they don't often let it slip. Scar does well to keep the ball alive, but Sunderland are going the wrong way, and they're running out of time at the end of this first half. It's been a pretty even half on possession, but Amelie Thestrup, with a big thumbs up to the crowd, has made the difference as the players make their way to the break. A really well-worked corner from Charlton, taken by Bradley, flicked on by Endow, and Thestrup managed to, maybe that was it, get something on it, a little flick. She's just explaining to Charlotte Newsome, that's how I steered the ball into the back of the net. And as the players make their way off the field for their 15-minute break, Ciara Flannery ready to kick things off. And away we go in the second half. Charlton, a reminder, were beaten in midweek by Portsmouth. Bottom of the table, Portsmouth, in their previous game before the international break. They drew with Ipswich, who was second from bottom. And now Sunderland are going on a fast start, and Whitehouse makes the claim from the driving cross-come shot from Katie Watson. It was, as we expected, the fast start to the second half from Sunderland. Mel Ray's half-time team talk still ringing in their ears. So, minute in, and Sunderland have set out their stall early in this second half. Need something. Made the point at the top of the programme that while Charlton are the runaway leaders in WSL 2, they were faltering. Sunderland are mid-table, mid-table, you could say. Far enough away from relegation for it to be a threat, and probably far enough away from promotion for them not to be a threat. But if they were to string together a handful of victories, then maybe they could gate crash the promotion mix. Sunderland would have been delighted to see Newcastle United dropping points against Sheffield United last night. 3 teams in the mix for promotion this year. 2 of them will go up automatically. And the third place team will play the team at the bottom of WSL 1 in what will be a truly exciting relegation promotion playoff at the end of the season. Teams coming up along the bottom of your screen, as you can see. Gloria Seabury is playing at the right side of defence, even though she'd rather play higher up the field. Amelie Thestrup in attack with Lucy Fitzgerald, who is one of Charlton's 3 top goal scorers on 6 goals. And up come the cavalry with this attacking free kick that'll be taken by Jodie Hutton from the left side of defence. Lines up for these like a kicker in the Six Nations. So measured, and the delivery is as accurate as well. Flick on is chased down by Bradley. Good shoulder to shoulder. She's knocked over Louise Griffiths. Great contest between those two. Griffiths wins the second bout. Flannery hangs one high, and it's only half dealt with. And Rhiannon Roberts has got herself into a bit of a tangle. Brianna Westrup comes to the rescue. Hutton takes the throw. Picks out Thestrup, who tried with a first-timer to feed the ball into Fitzgerald, but it just came slightly hollow off of the toe of her boot. And now this is the Sunderland team passing down the bottom of your screen. No changes for either side at half-time. Watson with the attempted Cruyff turn has dragged the ball out of play and invited fresh pressure from Charlton. Fitzgerald, smart turn, but closely watched by Hamilton, the right back on loan from Nottingham Forest, and Sunderland have cleared their lines up to halfway. Sophie Whitehouse, ever present, played every minute for Charlton in goal this season. Kira Skeels, the captain, like Ellie Mason on the ball now, only just back from a lengthy injury layoff. Good to see them both back. This was lively. Here's McAteer on the edge of the box. Thestrup again, and she had two runners, Bradley and Sibert. And she gave the ball away and then wrestled Fenton to the ground, and Charlton have their first booking of the afternoon, and it's the goal scorer, Amelie Thestrup. Took one for the team, I think you described that as. Natasha Fenton surging forwards and felt both hands on her back. Down you go. As close to a guaranteed yellow card as you can get. Shiva. Nice shift of body weight from Watson, but didn't take the ball with her. Long ball for Thestrup to chase. Has Roberts going back towards her own goal. Oh, that looks like a heavy contact from... I think it's Jodie Hutton who went in pretty hard on Shiva. And despite protestations, Julia Kings has waved that away. Mel Ray not happy at all. Jumping with power, I think Charlton would describe that as. Shiva. Needs support, doesn't get it. It will be a Sunderland throw. There are options on the substitutes bench for both sides. Sunderland have Katie Kitching, who has scored in their last couple of games. Who, if she is fit enough to take part, I'd be absolutely stunned if we don't see her in the next 15 minutes or so. Louise Griffiths. Double ricochet. Off McAteer, and then off Scar. So a Charlton throw down this near side. They're right. Gloria Sibert, the Hungary international, will take. Flock of pigeons, really enjoying the afternoon, just swooping around the Valley Stadium lazily. And Dow loves a rangefinder to try and pick out Fitzgerald. Accuracy in those boots from Alicia and Dow. Play continues despite Charlton's wish for a free kick. And that's a lively ball for Scar to chase. And Sibert will test her legs, and Scar has been too strong for her, bounced her off. And the ball has stayed in place. Scar, I think, thought she'd done enough to win a corner. As it is, she has gone through the back of Sibert and given away the free kick. There may be opportunities for Emily Scarr down this left-hand side because Sibert is not a defensively minded player. Had to be helped out by Endow. Hasn't scored in the last 5 games, Emily Scarr, but she did bag 5 in 5 before that run.
Charlton substitution, please show your appreciation to number 22, Emily Thestrup.
Oh, the goal scorer is going off here.
Please welcome.
Emily Thestrup is
Number
making
10,
way.
Gillian Kenny.
And Gillian Kenny is coming on. Always identifiable by the pink headbands. So the American, who signed last summer, has a couple of goals this season, which matches the Dane that she's replaced on field. She's done her job for the day, Thestrup, with that flick to separate the two sides. Scored on 36 minutes. And now she's taking a breather, and Kenny could come on and try and add some additional American nous to the attacking play from Charlton. There are other options on the bench as well. Emma Bissell's got 4 goals this season in all competitions. Katie Lockwood's got 3 for Charlton. If needed, they can pull on the reinforcements. But as things lie, it is the Addicts with their noses in front. I can't for one second imagine that Karen Hills will be keeping tabs on the Southampton-Birmingham score. She will know if her team get the job done and do their job, then they should be good for promotion. Birmingham would argue that the title is actually in their hands because they are 6 points behind with 2 games in hand, or 9 points behind with 2 games in hand prior to today. And Charlton play Birmingham at the Valley on the last day of the season. First weekend of May. That is going to be such a treat. Could well be a title decider. The title is still in both Charlton and Birmingham's hands, but Birmingham currently drawing 0-0 with Southampton. They would lose that privilege if they don't manage to find a winning goal in that game. Ball helped forward by Scarr. Bit of an up and under, and Endow comes across to intercept. 3 high looping ball contacts in a row. And then Flannery, with a slightly more educated touch, gets it down to Hutton. Fitzgerald with the first-time header. Now, first look at Gillian Kenny with the headband. Trying to dance away from 2 blue shirts. But she's been dispossessed. Now Watson. Decent effort at switching the play. Sibert got an important head on it. Game just looks like it's becoming a little bit more stretched here. Rhianne Roberts stepping out of defence. Fenton, smart ball to Watson, who is a box of tricks. Fenton again. Sheevers drifted out to the right wing and is overlapped by Watson, who now gets the ball central, and it's a good cross, and Griffiths has hit the post. Free header from the Welsh loanee, and she must have thought she had her second goal for Sunderland. And the free kick has gone against Sunderland. Chance to have another look at that one. It's brilliant work down the right-hand side by Sunderland, and almost turned in by the 19-year-old Wales international. Watson with the first-time cross, not allowing the defence to get set, and Griffiths is completely unmarked. Made a huge introduction on her debut with the goal against Durham off the bench. This her first start, almost marking it with a goal on her first start, but they've got some defensive work to do here, and Westrup has gone through Hutton, has she? Hutton certainly thinks so. Hutton grabs the legs of Roberts. Play continues. Married Griffiths outside of the boot. It's quality for Scar, who is chased down by Seibert, and Gloria Seibert has defended really, really well. Flock of seagulls, Iran. Seibert stands on the ball. Real lack of control in the game over the last minute or two. It's great to watch. Wide open at the moment. Charlton still have their 1-goal lead, courtesy of Thestrup, who's left the field. Married Griffiths. Now Shiva. Griffiths again. Needs support. Finds it in the shape of Fenton. To the other Griffiths. Louise. Rolls her studs over the ball. Gets it back from Scar. Now she can whip across in towards Dale, and Dow had to head it. It's still not clear for Charlton. And play continues. Dale has a hack at it, and it's a corner to Sunderland. The shot was blocked by Skeels. So much to unpack in the last couple of minutes. First Griffiths hit the post, then this chance for Dale. It's bobbling and bouncing around, and it's Dale who tries to wrap a boot around it, and Skeels, the captain, blocks it. So Sunderland have another corner as we tick past the hour mark. Fenton to take, aiming for Westrup. It's over the top of the Sunderland centre-back. Griffiths sends one deep. Unchallenged header gets the ball clear. Wonderful footwork from Jill Kenny, and she has managed to pick out a teammate in Bradley. Gets it back as well. Steers herself away from trouble. Now the shift finds McAteer on this right-hand side. Griffiths is blocking her pathway. Single step over from McAteer, and Griffiths does enough to dispossess her. And Shiva did well to maintain possession, I should say, after showing too much of the ball to a red shirt. Alicia Dow is now out of position and gets a fistful of Emily Scar's number 8 shirt and earns a yellow card. And once again, you say taking one for the team. That is what is known as a professional foul. You know you're in trouble. Take the foul, take the yellow card, stop the game. So back underway, plenty in this second half already for Karen Hills to be concerned about for the way that Sunderland have started this second half. Mel Ray's team have come out and shown their hand. So into the last half an hour, Charlton have the 1-goal lead. Scored from a set piece. And their main rivals, Birmingham City, still drawing 0-0 away at Southampton. Fenton sends a high ball forward, and Dow bides her time to try and pick a pass, but she's given it straight away, and Griffiths has won a free kick for Sunderland. And Charlton are saying to the referee she had lost possession of that ball. The ball was going miles away from her, and there was no way that Mara Griffiths was going to get onto it. But it's hard to argue that that wasn't a foul committed on the advancing teenager. She played the pass to nobody. It was going straight through to the goalkeeper. Free kick awarded, no more than 20 yards out. And from this range on Wednesday night, Sunderland scored a free kick. But the player who took it, Katie Kitching, is no longer on the field. Sophie Whitehouse positions her wall. 5 women in that wall. Fenton's over it. Griffiths is over it. Favours precision over power from this difficult distance. Fenton couldn't get the dip to come down in time. Shake of the head from Natasha Fenton. Decent technique. A couple of yards further out might have made the difference. You could see the way the wind was buffeting the ball as she struck it as well. Just getting word from our colleagues down at the touchline that Marissa Shiva, the midfielder for Sunderland, was shown a yellow card earlier. There is confirmation of it on the screen. So confirmation, a second yellow card for a Sunderland player slightly earlier in the game. So that's 2 yellow cards apiece, one for Endow, one for Thestrup for Charlton, and on the Sunderland side of things, Louise Griffiths and now Marissa Shiva. 4 yellow cards in total. 25 minutes left of football on this busy Barclays WSL 2 Sunday, live on the Barclays WSL 2 YouTube channel. Thank you for being with us. Hope you're enjoying your afternoon of football. We know that many of you multi-screen it. You might be watching on a laptop, and in your hand you might have your phone. Trying to keep tabs on all of the developments at both the top and the bottom of the table. And there are matches impacting both ends of the ladder this afternoon. Charlton going further clear at the top if all of the results end as they lie right now. And down the bottom, Portsmouth currently drawing 1-1 with Bristol City. They are remaining at the bottom of the table because Ipswich beat Durham in the early kickoff. Brianna Westrup is down and feeling the ankle on her right leg. Certainly looks a sore one. There is Marissa Shiva, who's now on the tightrope with that yellow card shown by the referee, Julia Kings. Westrup looks like she's shaken off that knock. There are a couple of defensive options if they need it, Sunderland. Hannah Greenwood is the experienced left-sided centre-back. Signed last summer after leaving Newcastle United, keeping it northeast. They also have the youngster Chloe Paxton that they could turn to if needs be. And it looks like Charlton are preparing at least one substitute, maybe more. Corner to Charlton, from the same side from which they scored the only goal of the game. Katie Bradley delivers with the right boot. Front post flick attempt by Endow, this time is dealt with by Sunderland. Flannery. Now Hutton, look at that delivery, right onto the boot of Lucy Fitzgerald. Now Flannery's high cross is asking questions of the goalkeeper, and Lambourne read that supremely well. Not easy to judge in the swirling wind. High, hanging, testing, and Lambourne clung on to the goalpost. Well, here comes Katie Kitching. And she's coming on for one of the other Katies. Katie Watson, 7 for 10. So Watson, who set up the best chance for Sunderland, Merritt Griffiths hitting the post, has made way. And in comes Katie Kitching. Loose one. Fitzgerald couldn't quite bring the ball under her control. And nor could Jodie Hutton. Goal kick. It's a triple substitution for Charlton Athletic. Mary McAteer is making way for Karen Moyer. Pretty much a straight swap. Two wide players who love to get chalk on their boots, run at their opponents. Jodie Hutton is making way. Katie Lockwood is coming on. Lucy Fitzgerald is also coming off. And the final player to come on is Lucia Lobato, who will play centre-back. So Alicia and Dow coming off. Straight swap and Dow for Lobato.
Number 23, Lucia Lobato.
So triple substitution. Katie Lockwood will go into attack. Karen Moyer, I think, will play off the right. Direct swap for Mary McAteer, and at the back it's a straight swap as well. Lobato on and Dow off. "20 minutes left at the Valley." Charlton look like they've ridden the wave that Sunderland served up in the first few minutes, he says, as Sunderland surge forward with Dale chasing down the loose ball. Hammered clear by Whitehouse to clear the ball from danger. It's good defending from Westrup under pressure from Kenny. Roberts gets it back from Hamilton. Picks out the substitute, Katie Kitching, but Kitching couldn't take the ball with her. Wins it back. Fenton sends one, and even the strongest of winds is not going to hold up that through ball. Something and nothing, I think, that, as Emily Scarr ran over and Sophie Whitehouse went to ground. Referee immediately just said, "Up you get." A free kick is given against Gillian Kenny, leading with a high boot against the Sunderland captain, Rhiannon Roberts. And Sunderland, with the free kick, almost putting themselves right under the cosh. Easily through to Demi Lambourne in the Sunderland goal. Charlton set off like a train this season. They set out their stall nice and early. They won their first 5 games. And ever since then, no one's been able to keep up with them. They have played more than their near rivals around them. Goals going in across the Barclays WSL 2. And this is a big one. Portsmouth, who are starting the day bottom of the table after Ipswich beat Durham earlier on. Portsmouth have come from behind to now lead Bristol City by 2-1. So Portsmouth climbing off the bottom. Shepherd has scored a penalty to have them 2-1 up. Looked like a handball in there. Play continues. Katie Lockwood's first involvement. Brianna Westrup absolutely furious that nothing was given there. Great defending from Roberts to get the ball away from trouble, and now Kitching might be able to drive forward. She's found a pocket of space here and picked out the run of Emily Scarr, who has switched wings for Sunderland. Scarr hangs one high, looking for Dale, gets the ball back central. There are blue shirts in the middle, but it is a red that hooks the ball away. Every now and again, Sunderland remind us that they are still a live dog in the fight. Or a live black cat in the fight, we should say. This is rapid surging from the team from the northeast. Scar's cross. Dale doing exactly what she's put on the pitch to do. She brings other players into the game. You might look at her scoring stats and say for a number 9, maybe she's not scoring the goals that some number 9s might offer, but that's not quite her game. She brings others into it and did that work almost perfectly. Nodding the ball down into a space where she would have anticipated players to be advancing. And it's another near miss for Sunderland. Fenton. Lovely shift out to the left-hand side, but maybe just a bit too much fizz on the ball. And, well, this is Louise Griffiths, who has already been booked here. And 1 yellow becomes 2 yellows, which is a red card for the Sunderland left back. She was booked early in the game and was surfing the line ever since then. And she knew as soon as she made the challenge then that her afternoon was coming to an early end. Louise Griffiths sent from the field. Sunderland are a goal down, and they are also now a woman down. Well, the long trudge for Louise Griffiths. It was a loose ball, and it was caused by a mistake by one of her teammates. She can't really have too many arguments. Put her arm across Gloria Subert and then clipped her heels as well. Bit of a double whammy for Griffiths, but it all came from the fact that one of her teammates lost possession and immediately put Sunderland on the back foot. So now Sunderland will have to do it the hard way. Miscontrol from Fitzgerald. That ball's gone out of play. And the long walk continues for Louise Griffiths. Perhaps the longest of walks. I wonder if she went the wrong way. There she is at the top of your screen. She did. She's walked best part of 3 sides of the rectangle here, but Sunderland forced into a reshuffle of their own to try and counterweight the fact that they're now a woman light. So, Natasha Fenton, who's been busy in the midfield, is coming off. And Jess Brown, who is a natural right-sided defender, is coming on. So we'll just have to see how that reshuffle actually manifests for Sunderland. It's like Cara Hamilton, who was playing right back, number 24, bottom of your screen, is shifted over to the left side of defence. Katie Kitching perhaps playing a little deeper. I think it's 4-4-1 now. Kitching playing in central midfield with Shiva, and Marid Griffiths on the left side of midfield with Eleanor Dale up front. I think that's the way that Sunderland are lining up, loosely in a 4-4-1. Scarr whips one forward for Dale to chase, and she's not going to have anyone in support. It's good defending from Lobato, the substitute. Important interception by Lucy Fitzgerald, who's dropped out of attack. Gillian Kenny is now in attack. She's playing wide on the left-hand side for Charlton. Oh, that is loose and bouncing across the back line for Charlton. Big Hook gets the ball clear. Heading towards the last 10 minutes, and Gillian Kenny is full of running, trying to force a defensive error from Sunderland. Offside flag is up against Eleanor Dale, who came from deep, so immediately pressure relieved. Kira Skeels. Long ball forward is catching the wind, and Moya may well get there. She has got there and sends her cross central. It's impressive work. Now Marek Griffiths over the halfway line. Loves to run at defenders. Cutting inside and threading the ball through to Dale. Hamilton wins the challenge, but won the battle, may well lose the war. No, it's a corner. And just nodding at Lucia Lubata, saying, yeah, definitely came off you, definitely came off you. Corner to Sunderland, and Kitching will take. And we've already talked about her delivery. Whipped a free kick into the Nottingham Forest top corner on Wednesday night. Beautiful goal. Shiva is up to make a nuisance of herself. She's one of the littlest players on the field, but still a threat. She is the target as well. The ball is not yet fully clear. Kitching coming back around to try and sweep one back into the middle. High delivery is headed away by Siebe. Whip back in. Dale with the shot. Charged down. Jess Brown is battling with Karin Moore. A couple of substitutes, the freshest of legs on the field. Lockwood, dispossessed by Scar, and Shiva, there she is. Mentioned her height a couple of moments ago. She is not the tallest, but she is so good on the ball. Cara Hamilton has Griffiths in front of her. One Griffiths sent from the field, the other one very much still causing problems for Charlton. Westrup. Brown gets it back from Shiva. Nice football this from Sunderland. Katie Kitching helping to orchestrate from the midfield. High cross is deep, looking for Griffiths, who will struggle to keep that ball in. Just apologies for a little bit of picture break up there. Into the last 10 minutes, Charlton have the 1-goal lead. They also have an additional player on the field, with Louise Griffiths sent off for Sunderland, 2 bookable offences. Seabear going down a blind alley. Bounces the ball off Lobato, and now Charlton are away down the left-hand side with Fitzgerald, who has pretty much covered every blade of grass on the field this afternoon. Well, Lucy Fitzgerald started the match up front. She's now operating off wide left, but look, she's been picking the ball up in her own area. Left back, right wing. Busy old afternoon for the Charlton number 11. Not cleared by Sunderland. Now the whistle has gone to relieve the pressure. Charlton thought that they'd broken through the first line of defence. Ellie Mason not happy with the decision. It is still Southampton 0, Birmingham 0. They're into the last 10 minutes of that one. Karen Hills, you can't see. hidden by the chap in the cap, but her team at the moment are going 10 points clear at the top. Through ball is excellent. Eleanor Dale has got away from her defender. First time she's been able to get her head up and gets the cross in. Still alive, Kitching making a real nuisance of herself. Charlton clear their lines. So many times in the WSL2 this season, and indeed across football, men and women this season, late goals, late goals, late goals. Certainly seems to be the trend. If you haven't put the game to bed, the game is not won until the final whistle has gone. Sunderland will tell you that. 95 minutes in against Nottingham Forest on Wednesday, they were 1-0 up, keeping a clean sheet. A yellow card was just shown to Lucy Fitzgerald for the foul that has led to this free kick for Sunderland. There's the confirmation of said yellow card. High free kick sent towards the penalty spot is flicked on, and there are 3 blue shirts looming around the back. Shiva is one of them. Now Westrup. Slightly misplaced pass, but Sunderland have done well to rescue it. Brown sends a high drill into the box. Fitzgerald, off the back of that yellow card, wins the header. Sliding tackle from Roberts, the captain, is perfect, because not only did she win possession, but she's created space for another attack. High cross comes in. Sieber's header takes it away from Griffiths. Shiva with disguise on the pass. Now Griffiths curling one for the top corner. It's the roof of the net. Sunderland are not done yet. And she looks the likeliest to get the goal. Keeping it alive, picking out Shiva. Disguise on the pass from Hamilton, and the first time clipped curler almost picking out the top corner. She looks a star in the making. No doubt Manchester United will be watching this. They all have loan managers. I think the report into the top brass at the club will be glowing from Married Griffiths. Yep, she looks a real player. Karen Moyer does well to bring that ball under control. Now Gillian Kenny cutting the ball square, looking for her again. It's cleared by Kitching. Into the last 3 minutes of regulation. Mary McAteer can't bear to sit and watch. Told you, right at the top of the programme, it's tense at the top. Charlton drew with Ipswich a couple of games ago, lost against Portsmouth in midweek. Feels like they need a win just to re-equalise the balance in their ears. Mary Griffiths climbing into the crowd to get the ball back so that Charlton can speed it up. It's not Charlton who want to speed it up, it's Sunderland. They need that ball in play. Fitzgerald. Lovely pass to pick out Bradley, who's helped off the ball. And now Sunderland will drive forward with Brown. Smart pass into the feet of Dale. Kitching has options in front of her. Ghosts past the challenge of Lockwood. Ghosts past the challenge of Flannery. Cara Hamilton cuts the ball all the way back to her captain, Roberts. Look at where every Sunderland player is stationed, right on the edge of the box, committing women forward. Marissa Shiva whips the cross in. It's too close to the goalkeeper and no one can get on the end of it. And Charlton have survived another scare. Karen Hills, I think, just asking how many minutes to be added on at the end of the 90 to our fourth official. Amy Keir is keeping them honest down there in the technical area. Karen Moyer penalised for a tug on Cara Hamilton, and a little bit of afters between the two of them. Westrup leaves it. Roberts thought about taking it, and Jess Brown runs across from right back. She is the key deliverer. It's a double sub, and it's been changed. It's a single sub. No, it is to be a double sub. Brianna Blades is coming on for Sunderland. And so too Jamie Finn. So Emily Scarr has gone off. I'm not sure who the second player to come off was. We'll get that clarified as soon as we can. But Rihanna Blades is on, and Jamie Finn, the Ireland international. 4 minutes added on, and there's a shot goalwards, and it's just wide from the captain, Roberts. But Sunderland have 4 minutes. Rihanna Blades and Rhiannon Roberts, who both went for the same ball. It was the captain who got to it first. Couldn't quite steer the shot goalwards.
Substitution for the Alex. Please show your appreciation to number 11, Lucy Fitzgerald.
Now, Lucy Fitzgerald, who we showed you that touch map, has been everywhere on the field tonight. She's making way for Emma Bissell. Who will look just to add a bit of freshness in the last 3 or so minutes. The substitute will eat up a bit of time as well. Bradley. This is where Charlton want the ball, down the other end of the field, away from danger. Do they cross it in? Well, they've won a corner. Do they put this into the box, or do they stay in the corner and eat up the time? A reminder, the only goal of the game came from a corner from that side into the near post. It was flicked on by Alicia and Dow, and it was turned in by Thestrup. And look, nobody is committing to the 6-yard area. They are not going to get the ball into the middle. Katie Bradley is going to try and run the clock here. Well, for all the time it ate up, they might have put it in the middle. Sunderland burning up their own time by trying to steal yards on the throw-in. They've got 2 minutes. Charlton have 2 minutes to survive. Here's Karen Moyer, and she's played in Gillian Kenny in round the back. Can Charlton put this one to bed? Real chance for Bissell, right across the face of goal. And there is an offside flag up. And so Sunderland immediately try and get the ball down. Oh, late drama. Bristol City have levelled up against Portsmouth 2-2. That is a scoreline that would keep Portsmouth on the foot of WSL 2 tonight. High ball for Bissell to chase. Finn nods it back to a goalkeeper. And big news from the South Coast. Birmingham City have taken the lead away at Southampton. So it looks like being as they lie, with Birmingham, Crystal Palace and Charlton, the top three, all leading by a single goal. And another offside flag has gone up against Bissell. We're into The last few seconds, even with time added on to the time added on, Sunderland are running out of seconds. It's now or never for them to rescue a point. It's now or never for them to perhaps shape the title race. Jamie Finn, charged down. Bissell's just got to get rid of it shortly. Play continues. Ball given away again. Charlton just need to keep it. Karen Moyer encouraged to run it to the corner. And she's doing just that. Holding on to the ball. Whiling away the time. And grinding Charlton to an important 3 points here. Is there time to punt the ball forward and have one more stab at goal for Sunderland? Charlton, all hands on deck. Charlton's fans are getting annoyed, reminding the referee of the time. Is there a chance here? Kitching, brilliantly won at the back by Bradley, who hooks the ball away, and it's a huge hug to greet the full-time whistle for Charlton. They will hope their mini blip is over. The draw with Ipswich, the defeat to Portsmouth, and they are back to winning ways. The streak might be over, perhaps a new one begins here, maintaining the promotion push and really having to grind it out against a stubborn Sunderland side who just would not lie down. Sunderland struck the frame of the goal and Sunderland hit the roof of the net, but it was Katie Bradley's corner, flicked on by Dow and turned in by Amelie Thestrup, that was the difference between the two sides. Amelie Thestrup was the difference between the two sides. A really clever, cute finish. Just poking out her leg behind her like a scorpion, flicking the ball into the empty net from a yard out. Sunderland had their chances, but when Louise Griffiths was sent off with 15 minutes to go, it felt like it was beyond the travelling Black Cats in blue. And Charlton, on a day where their main rivals have both picked up important wins, they have kept up their end of the bargain. Much had been made of Charlton's wobbles. Kira Skeels is their captain. She will be celebrating tonight, no doubt about that. As Mary Griffiths shakes the hands of her opponent, she was probably the pick of the Sunderland team. Hit the post, had another really good effort, just go wide. But Charlton have dug in and grinded it out, and they have won all 3 points. At the Valley, it has ended Charlton Athletic 1, Sunderland 1. Nil. Charlton Athletic 1, Sunderland 0. So while both teams go into their post-match huddle, look at that, 13 shots to Sunderland, to Charlton's 4, but they had just 1 on target. Charlton had double that, and ultimately the most important one went into the back of the net. Sunderland had way more of the ball, 61% to 39%, but Charlton have proved all season, and they've done it once again, they don't need the ball to win games of football, and they are still the runaway leaders at the top of WSL 2.
Earlier on this week was Sheffield United 1, Newcastle 1, Ipswich 0, Durham 0, the other 2 have got kickoffs, and they finished as follows.
Okay, so let's round up the weekend. A couple of these are still playing, but if it says R, that is the result. Early kickoffs. In fact, Sheffield United Newcastle was last night. Newcastle dropping points in their promotion push. Ipswich Town climbed off the bottom with their win over Durham. Crystal Palace are pushing and pushing and pushing, and for much of the afternoon it looked like they were going to end the day in second place. They've beaten Nottingham Forest by a goal to nil. Amy Everett's first goal since 2023, and Portsmouth will end the night right on the foot of the table. They were leading Bristol City, but a late equaliser means that Pompey are bottom, and Southampton capping a poor day for the South Coast. They have also lost. Birmingham City scoring with 14 minutes left to go to remain still a credible title challenger. For the Charlton players still on the field, some of the Charlton fans still sticking around, and if I know this club, every selfie will be taken, every autograph will be signed, and there is confirmation of how the table will sit as we end another Barclays WSL 2 Sunday. Charlton have maintained their 9-point lead at the top. Birmingham have 2 games in hand. A reminder, those two play on the final day of the season. If they keep winning, then it will be a title deciding game, and Birmingham have better goal difference. Crystal Palace are the best of the rest with their win today. Bristol City dropped points away at Portsmouth. Newcastle dropped points away at Sheffield United last night. In mid-table, Southampton and Nottingham Forest and Sunderland have all lost their games this week, and they're down at the bottom. It's all changed. Ipswich winning, Portsmouth drawing, and they are only separated by goal difference. Okay, so before we go off air, let's remind ourselves of the action from the last couple of hours from the Valley on a day that Charlton maintained their title push. Well, Marek Griffiths signed on loan from Manchester United at the end of the window. Looks a really lively player for Sunderland. Lovely 1-2 with Eleanor Dale. Couldn't quite get the shot goal bound, but plenty on show from the young Wales international to suggest that she is going to be a fine addition for the final few games for Sunderland. The Black Cats kept on pushing. Katie Watson down the right-hand side. Marissa Shiva busting a lung to get forward alongside her. Watson winning a corner, charged down by Ellie Mason. Fenton's delivery is always on point. Loose ball. Eleanor Dale couldn't quite steer it goal bound. Slightly snatchy with the shot. I think she had a fraction more time than perhaps she realised, but decent chance nonetheless. And then Charlton grew into the game. Jodie Hutton down this left-hand side, winning the corner off the boot of Scar. Karen Hill's consulting the laptops. What aren't we doing? What aren't we doing? Katie Bradley provided the delivery. Alicia Endow with the flick, and the goal was steered in by Amelie Thestrup. I think we could probably describe it as a scorpion flick. Sort of flung out an ankle behind her. Need to see it again, really. There you go. Just anything will do. And it's great technique to beat Roberts to the ball. 1-0 Charlton. After the break, Sunderland came out really quick. This is Katie Watson into Fenton. And then watch this run from Watson. Whip one in, and Marek Griffiths, free header onto the foot of the post. Scored on her debut against Durham. This was her first start, almost capping it with a goal. And then a free kick from the kind of range that Sunderland scored last week against Nottingham Forest. Katie Kitching took that one. This was Fenton just over the top. Couldn't get the dip. Shake of the head from Natasha Fenton, who perhaps realised that time was running out for the Black Cats to wrestle something from this game. And then it really took the wind out of their sails when Louise Griffiths was sent off. The foul on Gloria Siebert was her second yellow card of the day. And 2 yellow cards, as you know, equals red. And Sunderland played the last 14 minutes with just 10 women and couldn't get a foothold back in the game. So while Sunderland go through their warm down, in fact, Charlton do too, the job is not done for them. They are still a handful of games away, but before the game, they knew 3 more wins would seal promotion. That is now 2 more wins that will seal Charlton's promotion. The title race, though, is very much alive because Birmingham got the W today as well. From me, Chris Latcham, and all of us at WSL2, we will see you next time.